you go. We have now accommodated a digital stretch around the sides of all of the panels. You can see that the side of that image does become a little bit distorted, but remember these 4 guides are sitting at the edge of the front face of each of the panels, so they will remain untouched. The next thing that we're going to do is to add a few extra guides that are just going to show us where each of the panels will be split before we go ahead and do the split. So now in preparation for adding those extra guides, I'm just going to zoom in all the way so that I can see every inch there on the top of my ruler bar, and I'm going to drag a guide on either side of that guide by 2 inches. So right now it is sitting on the 12 mark, so I'm going to pull a guide at 10 and 14. And do note that now the edge is accommodating that extra 2 inches, so the 0 mark that is the front face of our canvas, so 0 to 10 inches, is now 2 to 12 inches. So once again, we're going to pull a guide 2 inches on either side of each of those predetermined split marks. So I'm coming over to the 20 and the 24. For the second split, I'm holding down Shift and letting go of my mouse. So now I'll just explain what's going to happen here. We are going to have 3 equal panels, and this blue mark right here is going to denote the edge of the front face of the first panel, while this blue mark is the other edge of that front face. As we have already determined, this mark right here is the edge that will be wrapped around the side of the canvas, and likewise this mark will be the edge of the other side of the canvas that will be stretched around the stretcher bar. So that's how we're going to accommodate our splits. I'm going to zoom back out, and what I'm going to do now is start cropping down one panel at a time and saving each of those files separately. So I'm going to come over to my toolbar and select my crop tool, and just as I had explained before, what we're going to do is crop from edge to edge, the edges that are going to accommodate the split. And once again, this is going to be the edge of the left side of the front face of our canvas, and this is going to be the edge of the right side of the front face of our canvas. This guide is for our center panel, not part of this first panel or the left panel. So I'm going to apply this crop, I'm going to hit OK, and now I'm going to save this file as, so File, Save As, and I'm going to save it as split panel under -1. I am going to save it to my desktop, and I will save it as a JPEG. So we'll click Save, and next we're going to make sure that our JPEG is the highest quality, which is a quality 12, or we could do that by sliding this toggle bar all the way to the right. So we'll click OK there, and this has now been saved to our desktop. So the next thing we need to do is to go back to our layers panel right above that crop, and we will be given our full image once again. So now we're going to apply the crop for our center panel, and I'm going to just click on my move tool for just a second so I have an arrow. On the right, this is the front face of the middle panel, and this is the other front face edge of the middle panel. While right here, this guide is the left edge that we will be cropping to, that will accommodate the stretcher bar, and this is the right edge of the panel that will be accommodating the stretcher bar. So now I'm going to grab my crop tool, making sure that the edge of it is lined up at that top ruler with the 10. So I'm going to look for that little dotted line, and there it goes. So I'm going to pull to either side of those predetermined guide marks, select that crop, and once again go up to File, Save As, and we're going to save it as split panel _2 to our desktop as a JPEG. Click Save, and the highest quality JPEG, click OK. And once again, we're going to come back into our history palette and select above the crop tool. And we only have one panel left to do. So once again, this is the right side guide that will be accommodating the front face of the canvas, while this is the left-hand guide that will be accommodating the front face of the canvas. Over here, further to the left, is the guide that will be accommodating the stretcher bar depth, while the edge of the image here is the other side that will be accommodating the stretcher bar depth. So I'm going to come back and grab my crop tool, and once again make sure that it is aligned with that 20 at the top of my ruler, and I'm going to go ahead and crop that, hit enter or return to select that panel. Remember that this guide is obsolete to this panel while this is the front face edge of the canvas. So I'm going to save this, file, save as, and finally we're going to save this as split panel _3 to our desktop. Save it as a JPEG, save, make sure that it is once again the highest quality JPEG, and we have now successfully saved each of our panels individually to our desktops. Once you've completed this, I would suggest that you do refer to the video tutorial section once again of the Simply Canvas website, where you will find a video tutorial that will walk you step by step through ordering a split panel that you have prepared the file for yourself in our Rose system. So once again, I thank you for using the video tutorial system for Simply Canvas. My name is Emily Sullivan, and we do look forward to doing business with you in the future.